Peace. What it do, Leo gang? Welcome to the channel. I am aTone. This is aTone Tarot. You are tuned in for your 10-day forecast for the first 10 days of October. For my Leo collective, we're going to focus on your finances in these first 10 days. We're going to tap in via the Everyday Witch Tarot. I will also be using the career and oracle deck that I have and clarifying with a character oracle deck. So Leo, without further ado, let's get up into your message for the first 10 days of October. If you could, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And without further ado, Leo, we're going to get up into your message. I'm going to pull 5 cards from this Everyday Witch Tarot deck for the first 10 days of October to see what you need to know about your finances. All right, Leo, I hope all is well. We're going to get up into your message. Then I'll pull 5 cards from the Career and Finance Oracle and clarify as needed with the Character Oracle. All right, there it go. There it go, Leo. All right now. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's going on for the first 10 days for my Leo collective of October as it relates to your finances. What's going on with my Leo's money? What do they need to know about that bag? All right, let's see. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. 5 cards from the Career and Finance Oracle for my Leo collective. Let's see. For the first 10 days of October, what do they need to know about they dough? 5 cards, please, Spirit, for my Leo collective for the first 10 days of October. In relation to the money, what we talking about? What we got going on for my Leos? Okay, Leos, let's get up into your message. So for my Leos, we have the Page of Wands in reverse, the 2 of Cups, Strength, the Sun in reverse, as well as the 3 of Wands. Now, something about my process as it relates to my cards. I bless and position every card upright before I upload. So if a card comes out in reverse, that is the message intended for you. Now, in addition to those 5 cards, you receive manifesting, gifts, answers, trapped, as well as spiritual work. All right, let me break down this message for my Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus as it relates to the first 10 days of October for your money. All right, Leo. So you will be putting in some work, working quite hard actually, and wanting to see the fruits of your labor in the first 10 days of October. You're not doing much socializing, um, Leos. I see you guys really staying in. Maybe you got a new boo that you spending some money on, or somebody spending some money on you in the first 10 days of October. But with this sun in reverse and the page of wands in reverse, as it relates to your money, this is really just not having much, or not wanting to give much to people to have something to say about you. Like, you're staying in the house, you're cooking your own food, you're working towards changing something as it relates to your finances, because you need to see more momentum around your return. You need more return on your investments. I'm seeing you maybe throwing some boxes or supplies from the ship. Like, you're basically consolidating quite a bit on maybe some of your expenses. Like, you're looking at your expenses and looking at takeout, looking at the apps that you spend money on. Could be you looking at that Planet Fitness uh payment that come out every month, but you ain't going to the gym. You know, you really looking and saying, you know, I don't really be outside like that. I'm really in the house. So kind of spending my money in places, like your money is kind of going out the window a little bit, and you're wanting to close the window and make sure that none of the money that's going out is not being wasted. Yeah, I'm picking up on weight, like you're not wanting to waste anything um in the first 10 days of October, right? So for your career, oh, I called those out already. Now, the message that I'm picking up on is, while you are in your solitude or locked away in your humble abode, you're doing a lot of spiritual work, meditating, praying, thinking, um, being grateful for what you already do have, right? Because in clearing space for what you want to bring in and invite into your life, right? Yeah, you're really starting to just change course as it relates to the financial side of things, Leo. And when I say change course, not a change where it's per se a career change, but really just thinking about how you approach your job, right? You might just be like, you know what? I was a little too involved in the work gossip, in that water cooler gossip. I'm going to just fall back a little bit and stop talking to Susie May about Jason and Craig and I ain't gonna be doing too much of that no more. I'm really just gonna focus on my work, put my head down, do my thing, because I don't have time for any of that type of energy anymore. That's what I'm picking up on. You're wanting to um excuse yourself from some of the conversations, tables that you sat at work in the past. Like, you don't want to do that no more. You're looking at things a little different. And people might have looked to you as, the party don't start until Leo show up. Because Leos be having all the good gossip. They be knowing everybody business, right? So they waiting for you to show up to start running it. And you like, I'm starting to feel like everybody looking at me to provide information. But I'm not giving no information. Nobody's giving me any valuable information that I can use or um, decompose and break down to something that is good and nourishing for my career. No, it ain't nothing useful. It's empty calories around these conversations. And you might be realizing that, Leo, with this Page of Wands being here in reverse. You like, that work gossip ain't for me. I'm cool. I'm going to go over here and do my 1-2 with maybe one other solid individual that I see stays out the way and knows how to mind their business. And that's who you partner and align with and just grow with. And that's it, right? And you have strength here. And with this sun being in reverse, it's like you saw something that was not so favorable in some of these conversations, right? Or heard something that wasn't so honorable as it relates to some of the people that you might have been associating with at work. You probably thought y'all were all on the same level of integrity, honor, loyalty, respect. And somebody said or did something that changed your perspective. And you like, yeah, no, I'm going to go sit over here at this table now because I need to start pouring my time, energy, and money into something that's going to return to me a little more solid. Yeah, because this is void of any type of substance, and I'm not feeling it. That's what I'm picking up from for my Leo collective in the first 10 days of October. Now you have manifesting here, right? I'm going to read off the messages on the bottom of each card, and then I'll clarify the 2 cards in reverse, and that will be your message, Leo. All right, so for manifesting, it says you have the power to manifest what you want by writing your intentions down and by taking inspired action to make it happen. So take some time to yourself, journal, make a list of the life that you want to have, or a list of things that you want to invite into your life. That is a form of manifesting. Write it down, look at it every day, and it will become a part of your reality. So those types of practices and spending more time investing in those types of things as opposed to what other people have going on may be a revelation or an about face or a new way of moving for my Leo collective in the first 10 days of October as it relates to your money. So next up is gifts. You are uncovering new talents that will land you new work and a better position. You could get more money with the deals as well. I'm sorry, you could get more money with the deal as well. So a gift may be handed to you or provided to you by way of sitting with yourself. You may uncover a talent or a specialty inside of yourself, a skill inside of yourself, a leadership role inside of yourself that was always there, but it was not given the spotlight because you might have been lending your time and energy to groups, places, tables, spaces, and things that were not aligned with where you're going, Leo. All right, answers. You will resolve your current situation soon. Work-wise, you find unique ways to stand out. You find a new opening with job security. So that's always good to hear, right? You stand out and you might even stand alone in that. And in doing so, you may not be able to go with the crowd, right? And with trapped being here, you may feel obligated by way of past behavior. So if day in, day out, you hung with this group of people at work, you went to lunch with this group of people at work, you shared information with the same group of people at work, and you want to change that, you could feel stuck and obligated to that routine and regimen of what once was with trap being here, right? But you feel stuck in your current situation, but you do have options. Look for another job while keeping the one you have for now, right? You might just need to, again, exit stage left, not just from the water cooler itself. You might have to exit and start looking for another work environment altogether. But look while you currently have something on the books, Leo, is what it's saying. Spiritual work, doing some inner work can help you get clearer before you move on. Again, that sitting with yourself, you're clouded by other people's opinions, chatter, sometimes gossip, and you can't get down to the root of what you need to be doing and flushing out if you're entertaining what's going on or spending too much time with people, places, and things that don't serve you, Leo. Um, you get clear, but I'm sorry, doing some inner work can help you get clear before you move on. You will get insight into what work will best serve your needs. So sitting with yourself, spending time with yourself, observing who you are as an individual, what you bring to a team, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, will provide insight to opportunities for you, Leo. So let's clarify this page of wands in reverse as well as this sun in reverse, and that will be your message, Leo. So let's see what's going on with this page of wands for my Leo collective. Sun, moon, rising, and Venus as it relates to the first 10 days of October for my Leos and their money. What do we have going on? And if you haven't done so already, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And for those of you who are my returning viewers, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. And without further ado, we're going to get back up into your message, Leo. All right, Leo, what we got with this page of wands in reverse for my Leo collective in the first 10 days of October. Give me more. Tell me why this page of wands is in reverse for my Leo collective, please. All right, so the page of wands in reverse was clarified by influencer. Didn't I tell you everybody was looking to you to get the information? You know, the party didn't start until you showed up at the water cooler. Yeah. And then you got Farmer. Now, Farmer came out in reverse. So I will give you the message and what my intuition immediately picked up on as far as clarifying this page of wands in reverse. Remember that gossipy energy and pulling back and pulling away from this. You might have been that influencer, the one who knew everybody's business, right? And influence the conversation, influence the energy. You got the party started. You were the reason for the season, Leo. And, you know, it's a good idea to be aware of what your energy essence brings to a conversation, right? And the influencer, it says it's a trendsetter, content creator, follower, online influencer. It might be that you are being advised to go off to yourself, take some time to yourself and pour into an online business, right? That takes a lot of work, a lot of mental fortitude. And while having a team does help, that's not generally how it starts. It starts with one individual deciding on one day that they're going to do something as it relates to influencing the masses. And they usually have to start with themselves, by themselves. So retract that influencer high energy presence of yours, Leo, from those institutions and establishments and places that don't serve you any good, and pour it into your own thing. Become your own content creator, trendsetter, and mover and shaker so people can follow you. Farmer also popped out, and it's saying cultivation, harvest, and land. Now, with that coming in reverse again, it's pulling back and not and harvesting the fruits of your own labor, not going outside of yourself, right? Farm and tend your own garden, Leo. Yeah, because you will begin to see the sproutlets and just growth financially of pulling back your energy and not sitting at certain tables anymore. But let's get into this sun card in reverse. Let's see what's up with the sun in reverse. Because when the sun is in reverse and the sun ain't out, it's dark, it's cold, you know. Brr, where's Leo and their heat and their fiery energy? Yeah, this is advising, pull that energy back and watch how your pockets and bank account grow. Start pouring that skill set, that special skill set that your boss always compliments and celebrates you. Oh my God, we wouldn't be able to do it without you, Leo. Yeah, but they don't necessarily show that appreciation in that paycheck. But all of the words and everything they saying is go Leo, go Leo, go Leo, and it sound good. All that sound good. But where the money at is what my Leo's saying. All right, let's see what's up with this sun in reverse for my Leo collective. What's going on? Why is this sun in reverse here? Aesthetic and care. What is this? Careers? I've never seen this word in my life before. Have you guys? Let me see the glare. Can you see it? It means dreamer of grand schemes, vision, cunning, aspiration. Yeah. And aesthetic, seeker of self, restraint, abstinence, purification, and discipline. Again, I'm not surprised that abstaining actually showed up when I've been advising to remove yourself from certain conversations. And it may feel good to be that go-to person, Leo, but again, you're being advised to retract that and pour it into you, your money, your endeavors, your business, your entrepreneurial creativities and and passions and just whatever as it relates to things that you think of. And what I'm thinking about right now is a Leo who comes up with great ideas that no one's ever heard of, right? And it's like everybody, when you speak of it, they're like, oh my God, Leo, that is amazing. You would probably be a millionaire. And that Leo just knows everything. They always have the answer when I go to them. Leo, Leo, Leo. You just know, and you love that validation and celebration of your ideas. But your aesthetic is calling you to become more disciplined and abstaining from giving into sharing that per se with the outside world, and you might want to take some steps in making this vision, so because you are cunning, you are an aspiration, and you have a lot of grand schemes inside of you that would really blow up if you start putting forth the action towards retracting and getting out of certain environments and certain spaces and positioning yourself in other environments. But before you do so, doing a nice inventory check of who you are, knowing yourself, what you have, what that vision forward and path forward looks like. Because Leo, again, your skill set is above reproach. And those around you, they know it. They feed off of it, right? So, it might be time for you to retract and remove that sunlight from other people's lives so that you can focus the beam and the heat inward, right? So that is your message, Leo. I hope it helps. Until next time, peace.